Game. Watching my boys whoop up on our arch rivals, them Blue Devils. Yes, I'm a Tar Heel fan, smokers. Y'all know that. So that's nothing new. So how you doing, beautiful?
I'm fabulous. How are you tonight, handsome?
Doing good. And how's your Saturday going?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Just had a little cookout earlier. Had some people over, so it was good vibes.
Okay, so what did y'all cook on the grill?
I was in the kitchen doing the sides and everything, and my man was on the grill doing steaks and burgers and chicken, and it was a good day.
No doubt. No doubt. So I'm just gonna start a show like this.
Hmm.
Because please explain to my smokers, which they didn't heard the term before, we didn't broke it down, but I want her to explain what is the Queen of Spades.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's definitely got a lot of different connotations depending on who you are, what lifestyle you're in, what it means to you. Because for
Mm,
instance, when I first started being like an online dominatrix and content creator, I started with my partner, my Black King. We started together. And it was mostly because he saw me in action talking. Can I swear on your show? I want to know
yes.
that ahead of.
Oh,
Okay.
let's make this clear.
Yeah.
This is a safe space. You can say
Okay.
what the hell you want. We don't give a fuck what people think, and we don't give a damn about people's feelings.
Fabulous. The place for me. Okay. Well, he saw me giving shit to white boys, like just absolutely verbally eviscerating them. And he was like, basically, do you realize that this talent you have, this passion you have, there's a place for that? You love black men, you love black women, and you think that white boys are pathetic little bitch boy losers. There's a space for you. There's a lifestyle for that. And he was the one who kind of introduced me to the term Queen of Spades. And that was how he understood it, and then how he introduced me to that lifestyle of being a Queen of Spades. But then when I came online, I saw that it was mostly a term being used by what you would call a hot wife. And typically, a hot wife
Mhm.
is somebody who has a submissive, typically a cuckold husband, and they have lovers, typically black king, black men lovers outside of their marriage. And, they're dynamic as a cuck hot wife couple. There's a lot of different ways that you can live that. I don't know if you had any hot wives on, you should, because it's its own interesting thing. But I'm not a hot wife. I never have, never will date a white boy, whether as a cuckold or not. My cuckolds are submissives, like in a BDSM
Which
kind of
which
dynamic.
technically which technically a cuckold is a submissive. They just keep it 100 because
Yes.
motherfuckers get these terms.
1 million. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
because they don't know the difference between a stag and a cuckold.
Right.
Cuckold
Oh, okay.
never joins
Hmm.
in.
Right.
Ne-
Right.
Never.
Right.
Stag eventually joins in.
Yeah.
Stag and Vixen, y'all get the drift.
That's
But go
why it's
ahead.
a stag and vixen thing is closer to like a swinger couple
Yeah.
where both people are playing, but the kinks might be this or they might be that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like a cuckold is a lot of focus on compersion, which is him finding pleasure in his partner having pleasure. It doesn't have anything to do with him getting, attention, in terms of, anything with his body or whatever. Typically he's denied, typically he's locked in chastity. He's not even getting an orgasm. That's a standard, dynamic for a
Yeah.
couple. So I called myself a QoS from the beginning because I truly was, and this is another term that's controversial, but BBC only, which big black cock only. But you get these hot wives that throw that term around, and meanwhile, they're letting their, supposed cuck husband have sloppy seconds, and like, they're still fucking white guys, or they're fucking anybody with a supposedly big dick, but they're using these terms QoS, BBC only, and I thought that was really weird because I actually live a lifestyle of being exclusive. Even before my husband, I was exclusively dating black men, so that's how I understood the term QoS. But there's a lot of debate on what it means, and again, today especially, you see a lot of people just using trigger terms to make themselves money, to get themselves attention. So we talk about it a lot on my Twitter with different black kings and queens that I work with, different content creators, where we notice a lot of women using the term QoS especially, and they have no pictures or content or anything actually with a black man. They will hold up a black dildo and call themselves a QoS just to trigger, white boy gooners who will pay to talk to them or pay to buy content from them. So I personally, I call that they have, a lot of them have this obsession with this idea of a race traitor, which is just such a typical white boy fucking thing to say, that they like these white girls that don't date white guys because they like the idea of her being a race traitor. So, that's a whole other can of worms that we could certainly get into, but there's a lot of speculation on what a QoS really should be. But to me, it should mean that you're truly and 100% exclusively dating black men, or black men and women, or black women.
That's. You just said a different definition of what I was known for. There are submissives who only submit to black men. Simply, they worship, they submissive, they submit, and they love black men. Same thing with the spade. It's just the male version. So, with that being said, before we go any further, hello, smokers, how y'all doing? So you see, this is going to be one of them type episodes, and we about to have a whole lot of fun with it. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. I am your host, Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what to do. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. 3 sponsors to tell you about. The first one being the Facebook LS community, lsworld.com. Next up, the hottest adult magazine in the game, eroticismmagazine.com. And last but not least, award-winning, award-nominated. They give you voiceover with smut, and they even have a nominated virtual reality side of their website. I'm talking about none other than blusherotica.com. We're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shopgwdistrict.com and spend some money and buy something. Why don't you? Also, check me out 5 days out the week in the morning at fullswatradio.com. Also at skyhawkafterdarktv.com, as well as the BGPLLC app. Now I'm going to sit back and let this gorgeous, sexy, hot wife, queen, cute Queen of Spades, who is built for brothers in every which way, and trust me, she's a beast with what she does, introduce her sexy self. Go ahead.
Oh, hello, everybody. My name is Lady Anaconda. I am the founder of the Elite QoS movement, and I am a true QoS in lifestyle and online. And I founded the House of Anaconda, which is a group of like-minded, beautiful, dominant goddesses who model and create content online. And we do a lot to support and promote Black-owned businesses and Black content creators. And we've been, doing a lot of activism with House of Anaconda since we started. So, that's the name of the game over here. And I just love what I do. And, I try to bring a lot of authenticity to what I do and just really show my lifestyle online, because, there's a lot of showmanship to the online world. But, we try to keep it 100 and really show how we live.
Now, with the Queen of Spades, the BBC and all this, everyone's in arms with it. Oh, we shouldn't use the term BBC. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. Even with Queens of Spades. I even heard some people throw around the term racist when it comes to this. Why is this term, who has been around for centuries, BDSM been here, even in ancient times, why is everyone so up armed and they want to eradicate the term so bad? It's nothing but a description. And it's a part of BDSM. It's a part of lifestyle. So why is it that this is such a trigger word?
I think a lot of it has to do with who's benefiting from it. So, you can look at it from a few different lenses. For instance, if you want to look at it from the professional adult industry, there's been so much control of white-owned companies using these terms to mostly benefit themselves, their product, and they get to pick and choose who they're working with, how much they get paid. So even when it's Black men being hired, they're being hired, they're working for somebody. So at the end of the day, it's like anything else, you're working for a company that's making money off of you. And, you know, there's just a lot of that same kind of attitude toward amateur content creators, you know, because obviously, especially since COVID, you've seen a big explosion of people just working from home, working on their own, doing their own thing, and just kind of catering to popular fantasies, despite the fact that they might not live that lifestyle at all. I'm not going to name names, but there's certain women, white women specifically. I don't bother because it just gives people clout. But there's white women that feel like, well, I'm hired online, you know, to express a fantasy. So I'll pretend to be BBC only because I get paid to do that. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And it should, because you're using blackness, black greatness, like the fact that somebody wants to think that you are exclusively submitting and worshiping black men to get yourself paid. And, you know, especially if it's either, you know, it could be a single white woman who's just getting herself paid, or it could be a white couple, which is what I was saying about like the hot wives and the cuck couples. You know, they're not, are they paying it forward? Are they making sure to spend a certain portion of their income on, you know, black owned businesses or toward black organizations? Like most of them don't talk about it. So who knows? So I think a lot of the issue is not only in what the term, you know, represents in terms of, like you were saying, you know, just the whole, the word itself, spade, that just, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of energy behind that some people really aren't comfortable with, but then to see white people using it to benefit themselves, I can 1000% see why that would, you know,
because
really rub people the wrong way.
Because even like with me, like, cause I told this story before that I did a race play scene, and a female saw it and decided she didn't want to work with me off the strength of it, which I find funny. Because I was like, and I always say this, I said, just because you're sucking a black man's dick doesn't mean that you're doing the black race any favors.
Absolutely.
You know,
amen. Absolutely.
You know, guy was like, I ain't see you marching a Black Lives Matter, but you want to question me for a race play scene for me doing my acting duties? Come on. You know, period. So to me, and even had arguments with a black dom about King of Spades, and I'm sitting there like, ain't you a dom, right? So you're mad because a white man said he worships and adore black women? No different than a Queen of Spades adore. I think that's reparations like a motherfucker, don't you think, people? I'm just saying.
Right.
You know, because to me, it's like this. Let's keep it 100. This became prevalent when interracial porn became strong. You know, period. And the question I ask you is, when is exploitation versus fetish?
Well, so for instance, one of the distinctions that I'm making, for instance, why I'm not a hot wife and I'm not a part of that community, and I don't have a white husband benefiting from what I'm doing or dictating anything that I do. I'm partners with a black king. My husband is a black man, and we started this together. We dominate our subs together, but also in addition to that, I work very closely with an actual official organization called the Black New World Order. They're at theblacknewworldorder.com, and that is owned and run by black dominants, both male and female, all genders. I shouldn't even just say just male and female, all genders. And they very much see it the same way. They're like, you know, these kinks are out there. This fetish of, you know, supposedly worshiping black supremacy is out there. So who else but us should benefit from this? Who else but us should engage with these, you know, submissives that claim that that's what their quote unquote fetish is? Oh, I worship black supremacy. Okay, show me, prove it. What, you know, what are you really willing to devote to and dedicate yourself to, and how much are you really willing to prove that? So they created a space to actually, you know, try to pull from that community of guys trying to just basically submit by proxy through white women to black doms. So I feel like that should be, you know, 100% supported, because that's exactly what it should be. It should, you know, I should be an ally and a proxy for black dominance to engage with that audience that, you know, of white submissives that supposedly want to submit to black supremacy.
Now, when you spoke to the girls of the fake Kings of Spades, you know, what's the difference between, like, for example, you have girls that they'll shoot with a white dude, but only if they get paid. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And then you have the girls like you say that they say that they only would work. They Queen of Spades, but they'll fuck a white dude in a heartbeat, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference? Which one is kind of okay, understandable? The other one you full of shit.
I just feel like we should have a little bit of an understanding of these terms to the point where you can, for instance, you could be a hot wife without pretending that you're exclusive to black men. So you could call yourself a hot wife, but don't call yourself a QoS. And you could call yourself a size queen, and therefore you're not putting any restrictions on who you'll sleep with. You're just 8 inches and up or something. You know what I mean? But people are using terms like QoS and BBC only because, as we see, everybody's obsessed with black greatness, and people just constantly want to align themselves just close enough to benefit from it, but they don't actually want to, like you say, march in the streets and really like show up and really be an ally. They just want to benefit from the association, especially with these trigger terms that people use online, because it is a huge, like you said, it's a huge community now with this whole QoS, BBC, like even BNWO, like the hashtag BNWO, which is supposed to stand for Black New World Order. It's mostly like been for at least the last, I want to say 8 years or something. It's mostly been used by white sissy gooners who just make like edits and like compilations of porn and TikTok videos and all this shit just to jerk off to themselves. They're not paying anybody. They're not, benefiting anybody. They're just, obsessed with the aesthetic and get off to it. And, they're the worst type because they're not even paying a black dom, male or female or whatever, for content and like, submitting and devoting themselves to a dominant. They're just literally using a hashtag and stealing people's content to repost and jerk off to. It's just the worst. It's just the worst.
Yeah. But see, the thing about it is that when we talk about the interracial porn market, let's keep it 100. We know which interracial porn makes the money. Her getting fucked by a black dude. Let's keep it 100. So it, to a certain extent, it's like, I know what dumbasses will say, but what makes you any different? I mean, you're a white woman, fucking black dude, this. What makes you different than the girls that you say that's full of shit? You know what I'm saying? Because interracial is king right now. It makes the most money, period. I'm going to let her speak on that.
Well, I have been in this world for going on almost 9 years, so it definitely has exploded while I've been in it. And I've seen, like I said, so many people, so many fakes jumping in. Whereas when I started, there was not that many women that would call themselves, especially QoS findoms. It really was me and a couple other women, and mostly, like I said, these hot wives. And I was like, do I even fit into, should I even be calling myself a QoS? Do I even fit in this community? And it was actually Black Queen that runs Serve BNWO, the Black New World Order, who said to me, she was like, I want you to continue to call yourself a QoS, call yourself Elite QoS, and show what it's supposed to be. Because I actually had a very close relationship with, I was living in Cleveland for a while. I had a very close relationship with Black Lives Matter in Cleveland. And my king and I were showing up to the protests. We sent thousands of dollars from our cucks to the organization. And it was funny because we hadn't actually reached out to them directly. We had our subs send money, and they would like write in the message, like on behalf of Lady Anaconda, on behalf of House of Anaconda. And BLM Cleveland reached out to us, and they were like, who are you and what are you doing? Like, what is going on? And I just explained, I was like, as a white woman online, I know my power to be listened to. And I know that as a dominant, I have the power to control and manipulate my subs to do as I want. I've assigned them reading assignments. Like, I'll make them read the ISIS papers and send me a report on what they learned and have a discussion about it. And it's through their kink that I am able to, get that access to somebody to be able to educate them that way. But access is access. If I can get, the attention of somebody and actually be able to change how they think and take somebody who kind of has this race traitor kink about me as, a white woman who's dating a black man, to actually groom them to submit to a black dominant directly. And now that black dominant is benefiting directly from this, submissive wallet. That's, to me, that's a power that I have, and I try to utilize it. So, I mean, that's just something I'm not surprised that people have a problem with me, because it is a very controversial thing. And at the end of the day, I am a white woman, in an interracial space online. And I know that's just, like you said, controversial as it is, but I do try to use the influence that I have to do something better with my power. So.
No, actually, you with actually in this day and age, you with a brother, it's not shocking anymore. I mean, we can
for sure.
Be what have you. But what's interesting that she's a dominatrix, that's the Queen of Spades. Mm-hmm. So let's unpack that for a minute, because normally a Queen of Spades is a submissive, but she's a dominatrix.
Well, I am submissive to black men. I will clarify that. I'm a switch, so I'm submissive to black men and women, but I am dominant with my subs, particularly white boys. But yes, I am a switch, and I don't dominate black men. I don't do that. No, that would feel completely unnatural.
Which is a mean money-making combination to be. That's why you get all them cuckolds.
Hey, my king is living good. My king is living good off these cucks, and I'm very proud that I could provide any of that.
And look, I'll tell anybody this. If you decide to be a bull in this situation, and yes, I said fucking bull, get the fuck over it, because that's what the fuck we are, and we're proud to be that. Thank you. Now, back to what I was saying. A bull. And how many of the cucks get hand on with it? Because I done had cucks guide my dick into the girl mouth and pussy and shit like that. They get up close sometimes.
Oh, yeah. They're proxy cucks. They are dying to suck a dick, and they just will not. They won't for whatever reason, they don't see themselves as a gay man, but they're obsessed with black man and black dick. And they want to be in a situation where they are, where they have access to black dick. They're just using the QoS as like a proxy to that dick. That's
no, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. See, people, y'all just found out that Vince McMahon's a cuck. But what we call it. So you'd be surprised how many powerful white men are into this shit strong.
I wouldn't be surprised, but some people would be, I guess.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, because I done cut sessions and they're fun. They are fun. It just, but not every cup cleans up. Not every cup is it. Some just sit back and chill or what have you. So, and I'm pretty sure you and your king, y'all have probably a regular crew of cooks that y'all see.
But exactly, that's the other thing that some of these cucks and some of these hot wives have an issue with me about, is they're very defensive of their lifestyle. They're like, we're a real cuckold couple and we're a real lifestyle couple and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, because I'm a dominatrix, I'm not going to let just any fucking cuck clean me up, be licking out my pussy. Please.
No, they don't understand.
That's very intimate.
Yeah, they don't understand. She's still a dominatrix. That don't change because she cucking. Because see, the biggest mistake, and I talked to other film doms about this, the submissives and the subs think because she's getting fucked, she's being a submissive. No.
But it's fun because I'm being super submissive to, whether it's my king or, a content creator that I'm working with. I'm being very submissive to the black man because that's so natural for me, especially in a sexual environment. It's just immediately, even if I'll tell you what, I'll try and put some kind of limits I don't know if I really want you to spit in my mouth. And then we're in the middle of it. And I'm it takes over. It really does. But at the same time, so now he spits in my mouth and I will turn to the side, smack my cuck in the face and spit in his face. So in 10 seconds, I'm submissive and then immediately dominant. That's what I love about my switch life, is I'm able to be both at this like back and forth in a session.
This is beautiful. She's just touching Dom in my heart. Oh, and by the way, tell your black queen, your black king, thank you for allowing me to speak to you. Respect, because I'm also in the lifestyle of a dominatrix. You feel what I'm saying? So we speak to a Queen of Spades where we always say thank you to their dominant. It's out of respect, people. That's what this is about. You feel me? So let's get to the crux of the matter. Let's talk about this filming and everything. What got you into the filming side of things? What got you into the business?
Well, I think I just, ever since I was in college and I discovered this side of myself, I just always had so much fun with it. And I used to, again, like before I was on Twitter or doing content creation or anything, I used to just film myself for my own benefit. It was hot to film myself, and it was hot to watch it later. And I'm talking about doing solo stuff as well as, if I was with somebody who was comfortable doing that. Because again, at the time I wasn't posting it anywhere. It was all for personal collection. And then when we started doing the dominatrix work online and I was making some content for that, I literally looked at my king. I was like, me talking the way I am, me like belittling these subs and talking about how much I believe in Black supremacy, which I do and I did. I've had amazing Black mentors over the years. I was like, would it be crass if I had a Black dick in my mouth while I was doing it? He's like, no, that's hot. Let's do it. So it just kind of built from there. We would just kind of keep pushing the envelope. And then I just started watching cuckold sessions and different content like that. And I was just like, oh, this is fun. I was like, because I was like busy having a lot of sex. I didn't watch a lot of porn for a long time. And then when I realized what kind of content was out there, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. This is everything I love. I was like, we need to amp this up. Like and then I started seeing things where they're really beating the shit out of the cuck and like just fucking over his face and stuff. I was like, this is where I belong. I was like, I love this. So, it was just kind of one thing after another, just built on itself. And I realized what was out there. And then it started giving me ideas of things I wanted to do. And that's how it kind of took off.
So the majority of your content is really BDSM, cuckold centric for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And
I monologue a lot too, because if any femdom that makes content will tell you, she can just sit in front of a camera and just talk and, use different trigger terms and just like, paint a scenario and just talk. So it kind of depends if I'm doing solo content or if I'm doing a collaboration. But a lot of talking.
So when it comes to like the collaborations, because I know you work with your king. Remember, I told y'all the blueprint. You have your resident male talent that you work with to get all the content that you need because you know where his dick been. And he does all the content that you need because he's open to it. And then you work with other talent, established or whatsoever, to just have a change of pace, to give, period. So how do you choose the male talent that you work with?
A few different ways. One thing I will say is that I'm almost 6 feet tall. There's definitely, just, I like guys that are bigger than me, like height wise and everything too. So like, it's definitely partially just off of physical attraction for sure. And then there's also just men that approach me in a way that makes me like curious about them. And then there's also men that approach me and they're like really interested in the cuckolding. They're like, I haven't really done that content before, but I really love your style. And if I got to praise kink. If you come to me with, a little bit of just some love and respect, I'm just going to want to, help my audience reach your world. So that definitely plays into it too, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm really, again, only making content with people that I want to fuck, like that I want to make content with. It's pretty simple.
Because some girl be giving the bullshit answer, he got to have you as much of a power. But shut the fuck up. If it's gonna content, you want to fuck it. That's you just want to fuck him in front of the camera, but part of it you want to fuck him. That's the point.
Literally. It's basically that simple for me anyway. Yeah.
Because because content and paid gigs is different anyway, because content you have more of a choice of the time. And of course, that's why that content sells better, because part of that is you have to woo each other when y'all on set anyway. You know, and I say this again to my male talents: know the difference between on-scene flirting and she actually want to fuck you. It's a difference.
Right.
It's
actually wants to fuck you or just wants the scene to look good. Those they can come together, but they can also be
separate
two different things.
You know, period. So it's kind of like with how often do you film?
Well, I will just say right now, I became a MILF in April. I'm in a little bit in mama mode, and I'm just starting now this year to start opening up my schedule again, because I just kind of was immersed in the
If you don't give us some lactating motherfucking videos, that's
what right now?
No. This is not the premium smoke room. This is gonna be on Spotify.
You're big enough I can like drink it myself. So like, I should really be.
Y'all hear this? She's gonna be on the premium smoke room, and we're gonna hold it to that. Smoke room. Y'all know what it is. 5 premium podcast. We get more candy. Titties come out, build up good. Y'all know what it is. Go subscribe. But no, because it's kind of like when it comes to the scenes, like how do y'all come up with the concept for it? Because like I'm pretty sure y'all do role play scenes.
Here's the thing. Like, okay, so like for instance, one of the times that I collaborated with Prince Yashua, he was saying to me, it seems like you have a lot of fun with this. Why didn't you ever, do a pro scene? Like, why aren't you doing, like working with actual companies and doing, professional porn? And I told him that I want to always be Lady Anaconda. I don't want to ever feel like I have to role play as anybody else. I feel like I am Lady Anaconda. And even though I would say the only thing that is the difference between who I am on a day-to-day basis and Lady Anaconda is just the intensity in which I will like lean into what I already want to say and already want to do. But I am 100% this person, and I don't ever want to feel like I'm selling out to make not to say anybody that makes content is selling out. That's not what I mean. But for myself, I wouldn't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not just to get paid for a scene. So like I want to say whatever wild fucking thing I want to say.
They say we did content trade or something like that. I just came up with a scene, just listen to her talking, like with a cup, with a rope, with a skit to go with it, the whole nine, straight up. Because to me, what you do is so much you can play with storytelling. Because to me, it's because even to the point like the shit I just thought about, like she's a psychotherapist. She with the cup. He talks about his black cock. She was like, so I know it can help you. Mr. Such and such, he comes in, like, so you love black cock, huh? And then she just touched him, she pulled a dick out. She just had to do looking this, that, and third. It plays to who she is and what she's into. Because I tell people, real life is the best story sometimes. Yeah. And because even to the point, like, I love the fact that when you wear like the Queen of Spades. Where you be getting the Queen of Spades outfits from? Because them should be cute as fuck. I mean, seriously.
Listen, but this is what I'm so. First of all, a few different places, and most of them are Black-owned companies. So like Spades Castle, I'm happy to do a shout out. Spades Castle is a Black-owned company. Yeah. And you can find them on Amazon and Etsy and at kinkystuffusa.com. And then there's Official Seal, and that's the big seal of QoS logo, and that's a Black-owned company too. There's Sensual Circus, another Black-owned company that makes a whole lot of fetish wear, especially QoS clothing. So there's just a whole lot of Black-owned businesses that know this is a hot thing out here now, and they're trying to like, hold on, let me make a little something off of that. And QoS brand is not Black owned. It's probably one of the only ones that has been around since before it really got big on Twitter. I don't even know how they knew about it the way they did. They've been around for a long time, but yeah, there's a lot of brands out there these days, and I'm working on making my own. I made this for myself because this is my brand, Anaconda Noir and Elite QoS, which of course are run by my king, so they're Black owned too. But yeah, man, there's a lot of brands out there now getting their piece, and I love it, and I'm happy to promote it all the time. But see, I love that idea that you came up with, and I think that that's where I need to be a little more creative, because I've definitely said those very things, but I'm Lady Anaconda in a QoS outfit versus like you're saying, play up the therapist or play up the teacher or play up the stepmom or play up the whatever.
Because I tell females, understand this, no matter what, you're a sex symbol.
Absolutely.
A sex symbol. The money is made when I can imagine Lady Anaconda is every type female, but she's still Lady Anaconda. She's the nurse.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Period. And two, because also you're tapping into fetish, kink, BDSM. Now you got a smaller, more loyal, more willing to spend money and spend good money base. Because I'm sorry, if you got a BDSM fan base, you're good. They're loyal as fuck. They're loyal as fuck.
Yeah. Yep. And to anybody, no matter what you're doing, realize, it's not gonna help you to constantly compare yourself to other people. Like, find what's special about you and lean into it and commit to it, because that's, like you're saying, that's who's going to be the most loyal to you, is people that can see that you're doing what's authentic for you and like what really makes you. And that's why I don't feel like I'm in competition with anybody else, including any other QoS. Like, even the other women that I work with in House of Anaconda will have a lot of similarities personality wise and content, ideals, etc. But like, we're all so different from each other. So like, I feel like we support each other, and we don't, like, everybody, there's friendly competition with anything, right? Like, you could be like, oh damn, like she did that, that's awesome, like I think I'm going to do this and I'm really going to kill it. But it shouldn't feel like a petty, jealous, competing thing, because everybody can have an audience curated especially to them. So yeah, that's how I feel anyway.
I already know the answer to this because I doubt she had any of these. But how do you handle a shoe that ain't flowing with?
To be honest, I think that I'm kind of like just subby enough that I just try to focus on whatever parts I do like, and I try to just make more of that happen. But yeah, there's definitely only been a couple times that I'm just like really not feeling it. And I think that I just have to, like, I've never felt straight up disrespected. I've never felt unsafe. I've never had like a situation like that. I know plenty of girls have, unfortunately, and I'm glad they speak out about it, but I've never had a situation that bad. So I think it'll just normally be kind of something like, I'm like, okay, I don't like this position. Let me initiate something else. Or, okay, like, this isn't, maybe somebody else really liked this and that's why he thinks that I'll like this, but I don't. So let's, try something else. And I'll just try to switch it up, because at the end of the day, I am there for the content, and so are they. And, you don't really want to sabotage it just by being bratty. But maybe that's the sub in me talking, where I feel like a responsibility to make it work and make it look good, and just try to like figure out a way to make it flow as best it can, and try and just like find that place. Because I think part of the problem sometimes, and I can't again speak for professional porn because I've never done it, I don't really understand.
I mean, technically you are doing it. Let's keep it. Let's call a spade.
That's sweet of you. I appreciate that.
Let's call
but
a
not
spade,
really.
See, y'all like the way I did the turn right there. Call a spade a spade. Y'all like that. Y'all like that.
I like that. I appreciate that.
You shoot it like a studio would shoot. The quality of content. You feel me? The lights, the camera.
Yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure you just don't fuck on camera. You actually pay attention to the camera. You angle yourself. You understand your angles. You know your angles. You
For the
know.
most part.
And I'm pretty sure, of course, when she works with King, we don't need to say no more. You know, period. So you shoot as a professional, and you have worked with professional talent.
Yeah.
See, the thing of it is that I look. There's different levels in the game, but the game is still the game. You feel what I'm saying? You may not be AVN level, but you're shooting at a porn star's level because you're working with the motherfuckers they booking.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
and even plenty of them, like the professionals, have learned. They see the amateurs game and they realize, oh wait, I could do this over here and get paid whatever flat rate, you know, I'm getting paid. But I could also just throw my fucking phone on a fucking tripod in the hotel, and because I'm me, this is gonna sell and make me a shit ton of money anyway. Like, let me at least, if I'm not booked this week, I'm at least doing that a couple times, and I appreciate that hustle for sure. But all I was gonna say was I think that there's something to be said for sometimes you meet somebody that you're planning on shooting with. You meet them and you're supposed to shoot like right away, and the vibe is really good, and you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to fuck this person. Like, yeah, let's get those cameras going. Like, can't wait. And then there's other times where you almost like would have benefited maybe from hanging out and getting to know them a little bit first. So you don't always give yourself that when it's like you're just meeting online, talking online, and saying like, hey, I'm going to be in that city too these days. Let's link up and get some content. You got to kind of just make it work that day. You don't necessarily have time
to conversate with the lady back and forth between times of first contact and when we supposed to shoot. And it's kind of like, it's not trying to holler at no shit like that. It's running ideas by this, that, and third, because what my thought process is, the more I get to know you, now I understand what I need, what type of scenes we can do. Now I can understand, okay, even from looking at her pictures, what she need to bring to shoot, what outfit, how many pair of heels. Actually, I suggest anybody, you bring 4 pair of heels. I'm just saying.
4, I love it. Magic number.
Yeah, because the way that we shot back in the day, shit, 15 scenes within a weekend.
Got you. Yeah. I feel what you're saying. Because you trying to change it up. Yeah.
Yeah, because one, not only was we helping them try to get their own site, we also was getting them prepped to take their ass out to Hollywood to the TT boys and all that, period. So, but like I said, in this day and age, content is more king than it was back then.
Yeah, I've had people ask to collaborate with me, and then I do my research on them, and we chat a little bit and this and that. And it doesn't happen often, but once or twice I've shown up, and I've shown up with, because I had, like I said, I'm taking a little break right now and everything, but I have a slave who's out in California. I'm in Florida. He's out in California, and he was my personal slave, like 24/7, when I was living out there for a few years. And he was my chauffeur. I brought him everywhere. He would film the scene. He would be in the scene, all this. So I would show up to shoot thinking that this person who requested to shoot with me knew who I was and knew what my brand was. And that's why they were asking. Come to find out, they just thought I was hot and they just wanted to shoot with me, which still flattering, of course. But they'd be like, oh, no, I don't want that cuck in here. No, he can't even be in here. He can't even, no, I don't want him holding the camera. I don't want nothing. I don't want him in the room. I don't want none of that. And, that's just a little bit problematic in the sense of like, okay, well, it makes me feel like you don't even know what my brand is. You don't even know what I'm about. I did my research on you and I don't see anything about. Sorry, what?
Professional. He's not a professional.
It didn't feel like it. So it's just a little frustrating because, I mean, it's funny for me to make my slave wait in the car for 3 hours. Like, I don't really care about that. I made him eat my cream pie out on the side of the road in the car because that was funny for me. But at the same time, I thought I was getting one scene.
Yeah.
And then I, get something else. So I had to try and find something else to give that scene an edge. Which, again, not a big deal, but it was just a little bit surprising. I was like, you don't know I'm going to show up with a cuck? Everybody knows I'm going to show up with a cuck. Like, what do you mean?
No, it's just, but see, some dudes,
He could just be furniture in the corner of the room. You don't have to let him all up under your balls. Whatever is comfortable with you, but we should have talked about that clearly. So, that's on me.
To me, I'm about to keep it 100.
Oh, please.
If you can't shoot with a cuck in the room,
how can you do pro porn?
The reason why I'm saying that, logically speaking, if you're shooting at a high level, that means you have a cameraman in that motherfucker. You have a cameraman. Right. You say it again, you have a cameraman. What the difference between that cuck being there and cameraman? I done shot with boyfriends, pimps in the room. Right. I done shot in a room full of 5 people watching me.
Right. A full audience, yeah.
What? I done shot with someone with a whole bunch of damn couples walking in doing goddamn exotic out this bitch. I'm sitting there like, stroke didn't change. I'm saying, no, you got to have a cold mind to be a male talent. You know what I'm saying? Now,
yes. It's very impressive to me. Like you said, like when I do collaborate with real tried and true professionals that have been in the game for a minute, like I can tell the difference immediately because, like you said, I'm working with people who are just starting out, people that have been in the game for like 15 years. The energy is so much different, how they carry themselves, how they know how to, work the scene, call the shots, move the energy around, like how they can just on demand, like they can get hard and like just, okay, we taking a bunch of pictures, okay, like bunch of stills, and you're just like, God, like, damn, you rock hard for all this like, wow, like, it's not easy, that's for sure. Like, nothing but props. Nothing but props.
Add to it, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure a couple of Meltown had to tell Shorty over here, look, slow it up a little bit. You gonna make me pop. You gonna make me pop quick.
I mean, like switching positions. I'm like, oh wait, why? Oh wait, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Hold on. Fair.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm always proud when there's more than one. When I get more than one cum load out of a scene. Obviously, that's always goals.
So do we do anal?
Occasionally. I'm a little bit selfish about like my lifestyle in general. I don't want to be like out of commission for a couple days, so it's like got to be kind of a special like purpose behind doing it. I don't just sign up for it just any old. And I like giant dicks, so like it's also
I would
women
think that.
Women taking dread in the asshole, like they are built different, like I'm not sure if I'll be there, but like it's a goal to be able to take, some of these dicks that I really enjoy in my ass. Like we'll see.
You see, you be fucking with.
I used to do it in college, and I just like I couldn't like keep it together for a few days. So, man.
No, you're not fucking with any penises. You're fucking with dicks. Dicks. Or cocks, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think that's a white boy thing to say cock. For real, I do. I think that's like
because I never heard it in a black boy. Black boy, we say dick. Take this dick.
Right.
White boy was like, you love this cock, don't you?
Right.
This cock.
Oh my gosh! Like I was I was at something called Splash Mocha, and there was just this super sexy black king that took me to a room to just have his way with me. And at one point he was just like, you can really take some dick, can't you? And I was like, oh my God. It just like, I was like, yes, I can, daddy. Like, I like dick. That's what I want to hear. I like that. The cock thing. It like reminds me of like, white boy, like fapping in the corner. So.
People.
Or like this. Well, this is more accurate.
You just made some small dick white bitch boys just come just by doing that. They're just.
Oh, it's so simple with them. They're pathetic. That's why they have to lick it up. Eat your defeat, you bitch boy, bitch. Like.
Yeah, I got a bitch boy now texting me. My pay pig.
Good. Milk that fucking loser.
There you go.
Tax on tax. It's Black History Month. Extra tax.
Yeah, he paid his reparations. Trust and believe.
Damn straight.
But see that's the crazy part. is that you hear some dumb motherfuckers say, "But that's a gay shit that you got a male pig." No, it's not gay.
Just hating, like, you know.
It's
He's paying for me to exist and for me to acknowledge him. Like, it's not gay. What are you talking about? But people don't understand the kink world. They don't understand BDSM. They don't understand none of that shit.
They only see what they see on social media and they take that as face value. Instead of really doing the research and understanding the shit. Because what it's about, people, is energy exchange. That's what it's about. Absolutely. It ain't even, it's a mental thing more than physical. You know, I'm just saying.
Absolutely. I mean, you can dominate somebody completely clothed. Like, there don't need to be no nudity, whether it's in person or not. So, like, to try and just jump all the way to it's, you know, homosexual in nature, what between, you know, a male dominant and a male submissive is just completely ignorant, and you don't understand it.
And the subs don't want you to fuck them. That's the point.
No. Well, most of them know that they're unworthy. They're unworthy and they know it.
Yeah. They don't want it. And you'll spoil it if you gave it to them.
That's right. That's right.
This ain't what I was signed on to.
The denial is the name of the game, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Even with the females I had, you had to earn the dick. You had to earn it.
Absolutely. But that's like a true submissive wants to constantly be, you know, pushed and like wants to work for it and wants to prove themselves and wants to earn it. If they're on some entitled gimme, that's a kinkster. That is not a submissive. Mm-hmm. So, you know, absolutely. There's just so, and that's why, you know, I say that the titles, you know, that we use should mean something, because when you are talking to somebody who really, you know, not a QoS, I'm talking about just like if you're in the BDSM world and you're talking to a dom or a sub that really respects the rules and the roles, they're going to be, you know, really upset if you're just throwing terms around and, you know, using them as you like without any understanding or any respect for what it means. So.
Yes. So, people, I done had this lady up here for an hour, and we ain't even touched the surface because we're gonna have to bring her back. You already. She already done booked herself to the premium smoke room talking about lactating. So y'all can expect that. Y'all know the premium smoke room. Y'all know premium smoke room. I don't need to say more. But before I get to the premium smoke room, you know I got to ask you the $1 million question.
Oh boy, what is that?
Can I call you a smoke buddy?
Oh, yeah, I mean, usually. Yeah. I'm finally, I'm getting ready to get back into that, man. King, I love my ganj. I really, really do. I really do.
So I would lighten up. So there you go, people. She'll be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and we're going to bring her to the premium smoke room on Loyal Fans. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. 2 sexy co-hosts there, and a 3rd on hiatus, but you can catch up on her shit until she come back. And you know what happens in the premium smoke room. It gets more candid, it gets more provocative, it gets more unpredictable, it gets more wilder, it gets more honest. The tits might come out, dildos might pop out, but you don't know unless you subscribe. And in the video store, you can see that I practice what I preach on this show. For 15 years, you can see me at work. So that's just a little sauce on top of that. $25.99. I don't need to say no more. And thank you to those that's already been subscribing. So with that being said, Miss Lady, Miss Anaconda, can you tell everybody where they can spend that money on you?
Absolutely. Well, LadyAnaconda.HOA.com is going to have all my links, all my wish lists, all the Black-owned businesses that I work with, a little bit of everything, including where you can donate directly to the ACLU. And I'm on OnlyFans, Loyal Fans, Fansly, Sex Panther, everywhere. I am the one and only Lady Anaconda. So you just search my name, you're going to find me. And houseofanaconda.com is my model site. So if you want to see anything about all the other sexy snake ladies, that's where you'll find their info. Also add House of Anaconda on Snapchat, and you will see everything you need to. And you're going to become all sorts of wonderfully addicted to the sexy ladies.
See, there you go, people. So we're at the end of another wonderful bonus smoke. As y'all know, this is on a Friday. So I hope we helped you get your Friday popping. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? If you haven't learned anything, smoke this over. Say goodbye to him, Lady Anaconda.
Bye.